Because if you keep the poor people divided, they can't wake up long enough to do what I did and read.
71% of high school dropouts are from single
Anthony
mother
Spade.
Yes.
Red Pill Music. I'm about to go in.
Nigga, what?
I stay focused by blocking out the world.
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out. If you're looking for the music to the intro and you want the link to the second channel, both are below in the description. But can you do me a favor, hit the notifications button right now. All right, guys, I got about 5 to 6 videos for you today. The first video is going to be Myron, which is the video in front of me. He's going to be breaking down to women why men do not like masculine women. And this is one that I want the women to pay attention to because he's going to be dropping a lot of facts that you guys do not pay attention to whenever it comes to men. Men see things one way and women see life as another. Next video is going to be just purely things, and they're going to be having a debate about pretty girls are never held accountable for bad behavior. And this is another one that I think that the women should watch more than the men. And then we have a guy that's going to be breaking down the problems with single motherhood, and we're going to have a feminist who's going to try to defend it. This is one both men and women want to watch because this is going to be a very, very, very important video. Next video is going to be Rick Ross is going to confront a girl who's been stalking him for a while, and this is just a little jokey, funny one. All right, just shows you how fans and girls can be obsessed with you whenever you are popular or whenever they see you at higher status. And then we're going to go out with my man Andrew Tate is going to be dropping some jewels in this video about being rich. And this is one, guys, you have to pay attention to. I know that he's been canceled, but this man dropped a lot of knowledge whenever it comes to life, and we're going to be breaking down one of his videos. But first, let's get to my man Myron, Fresh and Fit podcast, breaking down why men do not like masculine women.
Ridiculous concept. My point. The point is that masculine women are not attractive. I'm going to say it again. Masculine women are not attractive, and it's an asinine concept that modern day women think it's okay to be masculine. That's why when I gave you the example, if I wear a dress and heels and walk up to you and say, let's go on a date. Oh, by the way, I'll be masculine if I find a feminine woman. That's what it sounds like when a masculine woman comes up and says, well, I can be feminine. I just need a masculine man to get me in point. Why should a man have to do that? You should naturally be feminine, but it's just a ridiculous, concept that women think that they should be accepted as how they are, as if they don't have to self-improve. No, men have to self-improve. Women also have to self-improve, and you have to be feminine. If you're a masculine, it's okay. You can be a career man, you can be dominant, you can be assertive. But the consequence of that is most men are not going to tolerate it. They just won't say it. Because if they say it, it's considered misogynistic. A lot of you guys gave me crazy faces when I said that, but this is what men are thinking. They can't say this though, because you get canceled for speaking like this.
See, I just want to...
He's absolutely right. That's what women have to understand. A man can't quite come out and tell you how he really feels, because based off of your response, you can feel like, hey, I feel like he's harassing me, or I feel like he's misogynistic, or I feel like he's here and he gets canceled. He is absolutely right. But what women have to understand is, he made a point when he says women act masculine because they feel like they need to have a real man to make them feel feminine. What you're not understanding is a man doesn't want to be combative at the beginning of the relationship. When you come across a masculine person, masculine people like to debate. Masculine people like to show their power up front to show who's more dominant. A man doesn't want to look at a woman the same way he looks as a man, but a woman is saying, if you can match my masculinity and you can over-masculate me, then I'm going to give in to you. That's why I tell a lot of you guys, you'll get further with a woman just by saying no. She may look at that as being dominant. Whenever she tells you to do something, just say, no, I don't want to do it. And she'll start to like you because you've out-dominated her. That's what women are doing. They're walking around putting on the face of a pit bull, seeing which guy is going to be able to intimidate her before she acts feminine. But men are like, we don't want to wait to see if you're going to be feminine, because if we walked up to you, well, let me take that back. You have a lot of women now, they're dating feminine men. So we're just going to go to the next video. And that's going to be, hold on, let me click. It's going to be just purely things women are now held accountable for bad behavior.
Modern women don't have consequences for bad behavior because do you hear about that teacher in the US? She slept with a 50 days in jail and now she's out.
Isn't that a movie also with Adam Sandler?
Yeah, I think that's,
and even that OnlyFans model that killed her boyfriend, she was out of jail because she's a pretty girl. Like they didn't even keep her for a week and she's out.
I'm protected then.
But it's like,
and she's absolutely right. She says, hey, the woman that slept with the students, she's out. The woman that took her boyfriend out, she's out. And she's absolutely right. If a woman looks pretty, she seems like she could get away, but that's only over here in the Western states. We are fully aware of that. But in all reality, a lot of this stuff is starting to fade away as the world reset. All right, the world is resetting. So a lot of this stuff that's coming out now, you have to realize years ago, you would be canceled for saying some of this stuff. People are still being canceled, but just not as much. The trends are starting to change. Next video is going to be a man breaking down the problems of single motherhood and a feminist trying to defend it. Let's get to it.
Nuclear families.
I'll get to the rule. 63% of youths, are from single mother homes. 90% of homelessness and runaway children are from single mother homes.
You can't put that on the mother.
85% of children who show behavioral disorders are from single mother homes. 80% of with anger problems are from single mother homes. 71% of high school dropouts are from single mother homes. 70% of youths in operated institutions are from single mother homes. 80% of all the youths that are in prison are from single mother homes.
So how are you going to blame the woman?
Well, he didn't. Guys, why is your immediate reaction you're blaming the woman when he's just reading a stat?
Because I think where this conversation was going was like, you know what, women need to behave, women need to act correctly, and then life would be sweet. There'd be more nuclear families. Like, that's not the case.
I'll get to the rule.
Okay, I hear what she's saying. She's trying to stray it away and turn it into something that it's not. But he's absolutely making sense. The overall message in the bottle here is when children are raised by a woman, they're raised confused because it takes a man to really raise a man because a man is looking at life through logic. Women are overly emotional. So you make emotional decisions. That's what made you a single mother in the first place. You made an emotional decision. You may have ended up with the wrong guy because at the time it felt good. You didn't allow yourself as a woman to mature, to get a little older before you started having a child. That's where most single mothers come from, is the ones that try to build a family early in life with the wrong type of guy. So if you stop and look, he makes a lot of sense when he talks about prison, when he talks about people taking themselves out, when he talks about the problems amongst people and where they come from. The statistics and the facts do not lie. This is why men are upset with how free women are running, over sexualizing themselves and pretty much taking no accountability to starting a life that they can't raise. And what has happened is a lot of these mothers have produced their own demons. Next video is gonna be Rick Ross with one of his fans stalking him. Let's see what's happening here.
On your story like this. Like this was one time like a few months ago.
Can you be honest to everyone in my story?
Yes.
How long have you been stalking me? Please be honest.
No, like not that long.
How long?
3 years.
It's like
sorry. Mr. Ross, I would
3
never
years.
stalk you. Okay,
You're
like
amazing. You're
it's
amazing.
like 6 months.
No, it's 3 years.
Okay. You're right. Funny.
That's just a little funny from Rick Ross. That's just how women are, man. When you make yourself something and you love yourself, other people are going to love you too. All right, now we're going to get to my man Andrew Tate. This is the one that I want you guys to really, really, really pay attention to. This man be dropping too much knowledge. Let's get to it.
Or meets a white billionaire. Do you think there's any racism? When a black billionaire meets a white billionaire, Do you think there's any racism? Do you think they care? He's a billionaire. I'm a billionaire. Both our yachts are in Monaco. He's from Algeria. He stole all the gold. I'm a stock market whatever. There's no racism. The racism's for the poor people. Because if you keep the poor people divided, they can't wake up long enough to do what I did and read about how money works. Because if they do that, we got big trouble, right? Then the slaves will wake up. You don't want to deprogram the slaves. So you have to convince the slaves that it's not the monetary system's fault that you're broke. It's not the monetary system's fault that you continue to work for a set number of dollars and the price of houses just keep going up and up and up. It's not the monetary system's fault. It's the white man's fault, or the black man's fault, or the Asian people's fault. Someone else's fault. I think all this stuff, feminism, racism, all these things, I think they're all control mechanisms. They have to keep the poor people fighting amongst each other, because if the poor people all unite, then it's much harder to control us.
He's absolutely right. That's what you guys have to understand about life, which is why it's very important that you gain life experiences, that you get out and travel the world, that you get out and walk around the different neighborhoods, different states, different cities. You have to study life in order to survive. You can't really come online and gain one person's knowledge and think that that's the only person that's right, or their information is absolutely gold. No. Because that person hasn't been around the world and been in everyone's shoes. So it's best that you learn what more than one person is doing. That way you can come up with your own ideology. When you walk around with a free mind, life is different. You have a lot of people out here that are saying that they have a free mind when they really don't. They're just mentally ill, and they're giving themselves an excuse not to live out their dreams because they're living free. No. When you learn how to live, you can't slow down, because the only thing that you're gonna have is dreams, because you're gonna see what life really has to offer, and the things that you can do, the places that you can go visit, the things that you can do but will require money. So you have to understand that it will require you to work hard to get money in order for you to live out your imagination. It's hard to have an imagination whenever you have someone else thinking for you. That's what you have to realize. If you have to take your personality from someone else's personality, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be brainwashed, and you're going to fall for agendas, and you're going to have a small mindset. The moment you have a small mindset, you're not going anywhere in life. You're just going to drown in your depression. And you're going to find yourself doing the same thing over and over and over again every day, expecting different results. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you guys got the message behind the videos. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.